So if you could give one piece of advice in one sentence to your 18-year-old self, what would that be?
Perhaps have taken a gap year and come to Bangalore and not to have joined college so quickly.
You left IIM Ranchi
Oh,
after 3 years. And I just want to talk about this because I feel like, I don't mean to just
feel free.
compliment you here. But I feel like you're really paving the way for student entrepreneurs who see you. So this has been a long time coming. You know the phrase, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade? That's basically what this podcast is about. And today we're talking to someone who's used his lemon supply to make all kinds of appetizers and beverages. Bhavesh is the co-founder of AfterBoards, which is an IP mat prep platform. He's been making content since he was a kid. He's started up so many times, and he still continues to be a really cool, humble person and who's been personally a really great mentor to me. I'm so glad I was part of this conversation while still being in college. And if you've stumbled across this video and you are a college student, trust me, you will not regret watching the whole episode. Instead of giving a very chat GPT-esque introduction,
Yes.
I will ask you to define yourself in one sentence.
I turned content into product
Hmm.
and product into startups.
Wow. I love that. And where did all of this begin?
Well, it all started when I was in second grade. We moved from Coimbatore to Pondicherry. I had no friends. The people in my street felt like wild animals who were playing outside. I was like, no, I cannot do this. And because I had no friends and a very powerful internet connection, a 50 kbps BSNL broadband connection back in 2011, I got exposed to Facebook, a lot of online multiplayer games, and Skype. I used to have video calls with my friends who were in different countries in the living room without any headset because I did not know what a headset was. So I used to just put full volume. My mom might be there, my dad might be there. And they're just so confused. What is this kid doing? Will he get scammed? Because it is very awkward for you as a parent to hear, okay, he's talking to someone with an Middle East Arabic accent. Then you have someone with European accents. Then you have someone with United States accent. So one day they did sit me down and ask, "Kya kar rahe ho?" I was like, "I'm playing a game." And that game was called Showbots. And because of that, I was able to meet a lot of interesting people who were building businesses, who were making their own websites, who were trying to understand, something about technology. And because of that, I was able to learn a lot of skill sets. There's this very interesting analogy. People say that they're a full stack engineer. That means they know front end, they know back end, and other technologies required to build web applications. Now I consider, or at least I aspire to be, a full stack entrepreneur. And that helps you really well. It helps you gel well with co-founders. It helps you gel well in the industry, where you get the understanding of what is happening in a business, such that you're able to contribute and add value in a more meaningful manner. So if I take examples from AfterBoards, Vani is able to do any skill or any task that is given to her. And that is also because she understands not just finance, not just design, not just coding, not just project management, not just sales, not just marketing, not just product. Because of that, she's able to put her aesthetic into every single component. And that is something I also try to do. And this helps us be very good co-founders such that the product is very good. Even Himanshu, when he's basically a CTO, but he's not putting his love and skill set in just the tech. Sometimes he also talks about an idea of a product or how things can be more optimized, which then helps us in our expenses being reduced and things being more optimized. The database mein itna calls ho raha hai, reduce it. So all of these things culminate into your need for wanting to be really good at every goddamn thing. And that in turn becomes, a very high pressure situation that you put yourself in. It's very similar to, I have 6 courses this term, I'm going to get a 10 CGP in every single thing. Right. You're not going to get it. You might do well in 3 subjects. Your co-founder will do well in the other 3 subjects. Your team members and everyone will do good in some of the other 3 subjects. But if you're able to work in cohesion without a lot of, irreversible damage, then I think you're good to go.
Okay. So when were you able to identify like your 3 courses and how did you apply them for the first time?
There's this very famous quote that says, make a lot of noise and listen to signal. So I'll take your example now. You were able to identify that the camera belonged to you. You were able to shoot videos, you were able to edit it, you were able to post it. You could have also gone into, say, singing. You could have also gone into dancing. You could have gone into coding. You could have gone into abacus, for God's sake. You could have even gone into, taking science stream and pursuing BTech and being with computers. You were able to make noise because you had opportunities to hit a table. You had the opportunity to take a camera and record, or at least talk to it. Make, your beginning videos, like study with me montages. You made a lot of noise in the academia sphere. You were like, you know what? I'm getting an audience for this. So here's where the passion paradox kicks in. Your passion did not occur because you liked doing it. Your monkey brain was like, I'm getting a lot of rewards for doing this. So now you will want to do a lot more of it in a better manner. So what comes after study with me? You could talk about your experience writing the exam, the resources that you used. Now you're like, I'm making resources of other people popular. I make my own resources. That's how avishi.graphy.com came in. You started talking about your study techniques, your materials. So it's all a part which occurred because you made some noise initially back in your high school, middle school time. So I recommend people to make noise without the expectation that they're going to earn money tomorrow out of it. So if they're able to make noise and pursue that signal, if it is giving back, like if you did not get anyone watching your study with me videos, there's a very high possibility that you might have pivoted to something else because your interest or the rewards you got in field B was higher. Now that is what is listening to the signal. You heard this, you put noise, you heard signal, and as an audience of yours, we only know that you put noise here because we might not know what are the 15, 20 different things that you tried out. And I think that becomes important because people are thinking that everyone's first attempt worked out and did not. I'm pretty sure you might have tried 2, 3 other things which perhaps is understood and we do not know what you were trying to do.
Right. But don't you think chasing this, chasing the signals becomes this sort of addictive loop where you lose your passion, where you lose the core of what you wanted to do and maybe the vision that you had?
I think no one, at least as a child, sets out, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, Z with a proper vision in their head. Did you believe one day you would be at IIM Jammu shooting educational content when you were in 8th standard? Very unlikely. Your vision was, I'm going to make the next video. It should work out. My friends should be happy. My audience should be happy. And that video should get some amount of views, comments, engagement. So the vision that people have should not be so big such that they are hard-coding every single aspect of success.
Right.
Your vision should be on the basis of the effort that you're putting in. Because if your vision is not effort, it is success, then you're optimizing for a very, difficult variable. Because the world is not meritocratic, how much ever we would love to assume. You have seen YouTubers blow out of proportion, get 100 million views after putting less than 20-minute effort into videos. You also see very, high-profile individuals who sit down, take 3 months to make a movie, a film, and get like 10,000 views on YouTube.
Right.
So what are you optimizing for? Success or the hard work? So your vision should be tied to your hard work. And there are people who are like, don't do hard work, do smart work. Sure, you can take the easy way out. You can focus on making that one viral meme. But then smart work is going to lead you to become obsolete after 1 or 2 hits. You want continuous and constant success. You think Virat Kohli has done smart work and not hard work? No, he has come to the field every single day. Sunil Shetty, has he done smart work or hard work? He has come to the field every single morning. He is faster than 20-year-old athletes when he's in his 40s. Same thing when you look at, very smart individuals or teachers or folks who have made themselves someone big in this world. Smart work helps becoming more efficient, but it does not help you be the most effective person out there. Efficiency is basically how much output you're producing per unit of time. But effectiveness is, are you able to do something big which is meaningful? I'll give you a very good example. So in our classroom, they asked us to differentiate between these two. Now, efficiency could be this person has gotten 100% accuracy in his quant section in CAT. But he attempted one question and got one correct. But efficiency, very high, 100%. Effectiveness is how much marks did he get overall? 1 out of 24 or 22 question is not a lot. So this is two different things, and I think a lot of people our age unfortunately want to see the quick success, which is on the basis of their efficiency, which belongs to the variable being optimized as their rewards which are being achieved, which is on the basis of not hard work but smart work, which is disguised as a way to get short. Like smart work sounds fantastic, it sounds intellectual, but people use this as an excuse to not work hard.
Exactly. And I feel like we glorify these overnight successes. And then you have this question, you get this imposter syndrome that if I have to put in so much effort to do this, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Yes, and that is also because of affinity. So studies show that some people are better at something than others. That's a given fact. Statistically, if you see, Asians do math better than folks in North America. That does not mean Asians are very smart and North Americans are not smart. It's just different translations of the intellect that you have. So, I might be good at X, you might be good at Y. And that is just you following the signal after making the noise.
Right.
And I don't want people to think, I'm going to keep punching it until I get success. Sometimes it might work depending on the context and the nature of the work. Like CAT as an exam. That is very, hackable to the extent that you keep practicing and solving questions, that it becomes muscle memory, and you pray to God that all the questions you put, effort in solving comes again. Like even in IP Math and in all these competitive exams of India, it is less about the problem-solving skills on the spot. It is more about your recollection of a similar question being solved in a mock or in an exam earlier. A very good example is actually a story shared by Jeff Bezos. He was doing physics at a very good school, but he dropped out of physics because there was a very difficult question that he could not solve. He showed it to a Sri Lankan friend of his doing the same course, and he read it and verbally gave the answer.
Wow.
And then he's like, how the hell did you do this? He's like, oh, I saw a similar problem in one of my Olympiad questions. So this is temporal, that you need to put an effort such that you solve so many questions, such that you're able to answer it because a similar question came, and not because you're so goddamn smart that you're able to devise the solution of the problem on the spot.
And I think that's where AfterBoards comes in.
So smooth.
It's a very useful platform. So would you like to talk about that?
Yes. So one thing that Vani and I are very specific with respect to AfterBoards is we do not want to make a big poster or a banner saying AIR2, AIR3, AIR5, AIR7. And that is because it's very misleading for us to take credits of someone else's hard work. We are facilitators. We give you really good resources. But if you have a resources and don't log in, don't wake up in the morning, don't sit and study, you are not going to succeed. And that goes for every coaching out there. If you expect a teacher to come, hold your hand and be like, Avishi, please puzzle. College mein, you will not have a good time. It is better that you don't choose a college like an IIM, not on the basis of elitism, but on the basis of the rigor that they give, which is statistically a fact, that you are going to study a lot more courses at, say, IIM Jammu than a local college. And the courses at IIM Jammu are going to be a lot more rigorous. Even in Delhi University, people go through past year papers of the teacher because pretty much same ho jata hai. We don't have any past year papers to rely on. And even if we do, the professor is not the same of the course. And even if the professor is the same, they are sadistic. And they're not going to give the same paper. So wohi hai, if you want a chill life, don't take hard things. Now, I'm not going to be an elitist and be, no, you must take hard things. You need to do all of this because everyone's life is their own. And if you want to choose an easy part and if you have the feasibility, it's your call. Now, if you are going to glorify a lot of hard work, because I've seen the side effects. I've had horrible vomiting in college. I've not eaten properly. I've seen myself go to a skinny skeleton. I've seen myself feel really depressed and anxious. What am I doing with my life? Why am I vomiting every 4 hours? So all of this also comes when you're trying to do everything in the world and you've been a victim of the hype culture that you glorified, the hustle culture. And the problem is that after being a victim, you become the perpetrator. Because, hey, we run afterboards. We are going to tell people to work hard if you want to succeed. But if that is not your cup of tea, it is fine. But there's a general trend that if you work hard, you will have a better life in terms of monetary success.
You talked about like all the physical health challenges and everything you had because of this. So how do you manage life when you're constantly teetering on the brink of burnout?
I had a very unhealthy relationship with it. But I think Vani has a very good answer. And this is what she has said, that hustle culture is for people who do not have any other hobbies apart from just their work.
Right.
And I've been someone, because if you tell me what is your hobby, I don't know. I worked. And the thing is, my work has not also been efficient. Just because I'm sitting in front of a laptop does not mean I'm giving productive results out there. Sometimes it's like you have started the work and then you're like, oh, 2 hours are over. And I do not know what I did with my life, all my 2 hours. So she has a very healthy routine with life and how she approaches work. And she has also talked about making spaces where she's able to pursue her hobbies and come the next day with a very energized, as an energized version of herself ready to tackle the day's work. And I think we are at a position where a lot of student entrepreneurs think कि अभी करना पड़ेगा, अभी नहीं किया तो कभी नहीं कर सकता है.
You'll miss out on the opportunity.
Like, if I had to make it more relatable to people, कि, okay, you did not do an assignment today. But what are the chances that you go to a professor, ask them for a deadline, extension, except please just one day, I'll submit it tomorrow for sure. There's a very high chance they'll give it to you. Same thing goes also with, like, say, uploading videos or Instagram posts. Even if you don't do it now, as someone who has promised to a brand, if you just talk to them and communicate properly, if I do it tomorrow, is it okay? Most of the times they're like, sure, works. We want a better product than something rushed and hasty.
Exactly.
Now, do you want your tomorrow's activities to be rushed and hasty? Or do you want the quality of your output tomorrow to be better?
Exactly. I think, like, for me, I experienced this when I'm like, I have to post a reel at 8 p.m. But then I'm not done with it yet. So I'm like, I'll post it tomorrow now instead of at 9 p.m., even though it won't make that much of a difference.
And that is also because we hold such high standards to ourselves, which at times becomes problematic, because perfection is always a chase. You're never going to reach the stage of perfection. Even when I'm trying to talk now, I'm making sure I don't stutter. But I already did. And that is okay. We live and learn.
Don't you think that chasing perfection comes from this lack of a proper self-concept and self-esteem? And I think we all have that a little bit within us. So that makes you chase these things. But
I think, if you, I have a good example. If you tie your grades to your self-worth, you will start chasing grades. Because only if you get grades, your self-worth goes up. Now, many people come from CBSE where getting above 90 is the default setting, else they'll be disowned by their parents. College mein does not work like that. Getting 9 or a 10 CGPA is relative. Even if you give it your best, if there were 4-6 people above you, you're not going to get that grade. And there will always be 4-6 people above you because they come from that background. Like, how are you going to compete with a JE aspirant studying since 6th standard in your calculus course? So perfection becomes a myth. So you should not, take these unachievable targets and now hammer in and be like, I'm going to work extremely hard. Because now you have the variability of time. You do not have 24 hours with unlimited time such that there's no deadline of your exam. You're going to be tested for the 3 months period on this date. So now you need to start optimizing for your self-worth. Okay, I'm going to choose 3 subjects that I'm really good at. I'm going to get very good scores there. Because for me, getting a 9 to a 10 or an 8 to a 10 CGPA is easier in subjects like marketing. But for me to go from a 7 to a 10 in mathematics, impossible. But for me to go from a 6 to a 7, still feasible. So I get 7, 7, 7 here, 9, 10, 9 here. And then the average becomes better. But if I don't put in the time to go from a 9 to a 10 here, I'll be, getting 7s or 6s here. I'll be getting 8s here. And then the average becomes 7.
Right.
So I always played to my strengths, which I've understood by making a lot of noise and, hearing the signals. Like when the class happens, I'm able to understand this is my course, this is not my course. So anyways, to come back to the point, when you know what you're good at, you're not worried about someone else being better at something else. Like, are you going to feel a little bit of jealousy if someone else is playing the piano really well? No. But if there was one more person in the same YouTube community as you, who was making very similar videos, who perhaps went to say, IIM Bodh Gaya, and was making extremely similar content, at one point you're doubting, is she copying me? Then you would feel like, thoda sa wo jealousy comes into the picture. And that is because you made a niche here, and this is where your self-esteem is being derived from, and not from something else.
Right.
So your chase of perfection is to fulfill that self-esteem, or at least the missing portion of self-esteem in our heart.
I would like to ask, like, how can students differentiate themselves in this manner? Because especially in IIMs,
Yes.
we're all doing the same courses. We're all going to sit for the same internship interviews. How do you make yourself different from other people? And how do you identify your core interests when so much is being thrown at you?
I think you don't have to rush it. Let your core interest be a byproduct of all the noise you make. You are going to do finance, marketing, economics, IT, business analytics, econometrics. You're going to do strategy, you're going to do consulting, you're going to do entrepreneurship. If you're going to do every single course and you're mandated to do it, you're going to get experience of it. And many people get an idea that, hey, you know what? Finance is my calling, marketing is my calling, sales is my calling. And most importantly, people understand, okay, this thing is definitely not my calling. So your elimination becomes very easy. Now, the differentiator is not on the basis of the niche you're picking as an IPM student, but rather by the amount of effort you're putting in standing out from the crowd with respect to the competitions you're winning, the people you're talking to, the opportunities you're grabbing, the amount of things you're putting out there with respect to talking about your work. You could have a very good skill set in, say, building PowerPoints. But if you don't communicate with the world that you are the best at building PowerPoints, no one cares. So if you have to tell a brand that you're very good at marketing, how would you signal it? You cannot say, sir, I'm very good at marketing. Ma'am, I'm very good at marketing. Every classmate of yours can verbally say that. But how would you show or signal your competency?
Right.
You can say, hey, I've grown my own personal brand to 75,000 followers. I have 20,000 on Instagram. The reels I make get 10,000, 50,000, 1 lakh views. I know how to get distribution because I've done it in the past. Very few people have the courage to do this. Very few people have the courage to make something actionable. Everyone wants to give adjectives to their name. I'm a very good team player. I'm a very good marketer. I'm a very good leader. Boy, you're 21.
Everybody reads.
That's why when you're putting yourself with, when you're describing yourself with adjectives, you do not signal your competency. You signal your creative writing skills in your resume,
ChatGPT skills.
which is not the best way to show off your skills. Leadership में दिखाओ कि मैंने conduct किया पूरा fest. हमने co-found किया YCP, which did not exist. We convinced every stakeholder.
Right.
That is how you signal leadership. Entrepreneurship mein, you cannot tell anyone I'm a good entrepreneur without having done something practically. Same thing goes for finance. You cannot say I'm very interested in finance just because you managed your dad's portfolio alone. You will have to say, oh, I was able to do this much year-on-year growth. This is my numbers. These are my key performance indicators. So when you supplement your skill sets with numbers, you signal competency.
How did you start PPT ZBA? And what did you learn from it?
I started doing PowerPoint when I was 4 or 5 years old. And that time we had a Windows Me computer with Microsoft PowerPoint 2003 version. It did not have all these taskbars that you have in your dock. They had a small taskbar here and you had shapes, you had fonts. And I started by learning how to type first. It was very annoying. I used to ask my dad or mom every 5 seconds, where is this alphabet? Where is this alphabet? And I was very annoyed. Why is it just not in alphabetical order? But then I learned how to type a little quicker. And my aunt, she was an English tutor. and she wanted to make some PowerPoints, and she had every content properly listed in her notebook, and she had the free time to sit with me for like multiple hours and build PowerPoints. So I was like sitting. By that time, Microsoft Office 2007 came, and I was just drawing, designing. I found the animation tab, and one good thing I did was I clicked on every button, and I did not have the fear कि मैं कुछ गलत कर दूंगा. I clicked on every button to figure out what it does. And well, as a 7-year-old kid, you have a lot of free time, and I did that, and I was able to make decent PowerPoints. And similarly, I gained the interest of making a lot more in the same PowerPoint. I learned how to make quiz games. Like, there was no coding involved. You just click on next, and then the correct answer appears as an animation. That's it. Then when I was making videos about this on YouTube, because what happened was I had a speech impediment. The name of it is so hard to say, which is a little ironical. It was called ankyloglossia, where I could not pronounce R sounds. So if I had to say Rama, I used to say Lama. And I could not, one of my friends was called Prithvi. I used to say Pick. That's how bad it was. And no one could understand me except my mother and father. So I had to have like two, like not so serious surgeries. And then I had to go for speech therapy for multiple years. So one thing I learned in speech therapy was how to have tonality and cadence in your voice. So when people ask, how can I talk like you? It's 4 years of me hiding my defect of not being able to pronounce with the ability to enunciate, to have this tonality, to bring some, sing-song manner in the way I talk. So that in my head hid the defect. So that's how it started. And because I had this and I did not have friends, my mom told me make YouTube videos. So one of my first videos was how to make a template and blogger using Photoshop. And it's like people say it's very interesting because it's a 9-year-old Bhavesh talking. And you can still hear my speech impediment there. And I started making a lot more videos and a lot more PowerPoints. So I was like, I know Photoshop, I've explained that. I know PowerPoint, I explained that. So in the recommended videos, I once found how to make a shooter game in PowerPoint. And they were coding in PowerPoint. I'm like, God damn, yes, I know how to code a little bit. I know PowerPoint. I'm going to learn everything about this. So I started watching videos. I understood a little bit of code. And I started teaching people that after like 5 minutes of learning it. I learned for 5 minutes. I'm like, hey, ab main bananga video. So I started making that. And it worked out well. I got like multiple lakhs of views. And that, again, passion paradox. Because I got a lot of reward, I'm like, I'm going to learn more about this and share with the world. And when I started doing that, and I believe in this philosophy which Abhinav Chikala has mentioned, that content creation is one of the gateway drugs of entrepreneurship. I take your example. You have made very good content for yourself. A company can come and be like, hey, make a video for us, make a thumbnail for us. Now you're a freelancer. A lot of companies are coming now. And they're like, Avishi, we have these requirements. We have 30 different companies. We have this, we have that. We want it by tomorrow. We're like, hell no. So you start making an agency. Now, agency is also having the scalable problem. Like, you will still need more people to do it. Then you will be like, let me make a software like Canva, where I can help people design. I can make a SaaS. So the best agency founders of 20s become the best SaaS founders in their 30s. And this all started because of content creation.
Right.
So this is like a pathway which I hope to follow, and I hope I'm there to an extent.
So I think what's important in what I gather from your journey is chasing your curiosity and then adding this layer of self-learning to it.
Yes, because when I started making PowerPoint videos, some teacher from in UK emailed me asking, I want a PowerPoint like this. I'm willing to pay £50. Do it. Can you? I said, yes, definitely. I had my end-term exam of class 7 or 8 going on. I was like, so I told them ki I will come back in 1 week and give you a product. I emailed in a couple of hours itself. I was like, here's the PowerPoint, what do you think? And my email had, like, I did not know how to write the best emails back then. So like one line is bold, one line is italic, one line is underlined, one line is colored to show emphasis. I'm like, acha email likhunga na main. And because that happened, then I realized, okay, I should share my email ID more publicly so more people can ask me to make things for them. Then I started saying, I'm open for freelancing, give me work in my YouTube video ending. And that worked out well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm teaching all of this. Let me make games and sell it. So people might not want a custom game. They can buy something that already exists as a product. So you have product, you have services. Services take a lot more time. Product, you build one, you sell in finite times. Similar thing to your course. Like if you had to mentor a kid one-on-one, your 20 minutes will go every day.
Yeah.
But if you have, a 1 hour course, which took say 2 weeks to make, that's it. You keep selling it as many times as you want. So that is where the idea of productized services came. I'm going to sell a product with a little bit of personalization, which I can automate. So all of these business concepts came because of the continuous and constant learning. And not because there's a book or a podcast that allows you to learn all of this. It's more about me being surrounded by insanely smart people on Discord, on different servers. And they used to just tell me, okay, I did this, I got like $100,000 in my bank. And all of them are like insanely wealthy. They work for US clients, they make a bucket load of money. And I think that is also where my perception is a little skewed because of the privilege and the hard work they put in. Whenever people talk about a 12 lakh package, and this is something Vani also shared, she was having a conversation where she's like, if you're going to an IIM and then you're coming out with a 12 lakh package, that is very sad.
Yeah.
You put 30, 40 lakhs into it. 12 lakhs, you're getting the average. And this is the average of a college that takes so much money. And again, people are going to feel that is your privilege speaking because the top 1% of India, top 5% of India only need this much. And we hai ki top 1% of India and top 5% of India are paying that much also. So if you want to take education as a catalyst for forwarding and mobilizing resources such that you become better at life, be someone who does not have to depend on college placements.
Exactly.
If you're so competent that college placements se घंटा कुछ फर्क पड़ता है आपको, you will do amazing in life. Like when we had a podcast with Suresh sir at IIM Bangalore, he asked us this very important question. People are chasing their dream job in a college, but then why are the majority of people leaving their dream job in the first year?
Yes.
And I was like, damn, that's such a good
That's
analogy.
mind-blowing.
I'm going to use that sentence. Because at the second job, you are sending your resume, you're sending your cover letter, you're sending your testimonials, you're sending your proof of work, you're sending your portfolio. You could have done that in the first go around also. But wohi hai ki people think it opens up doors, the initial barrier goes away. But if you're so competent that you don't care about the initial barrier and you're still able to get a job, which is not impossible, people have done it. People have done that really well. You become a lot better at signaling your competency and you get that empowerment, which allows you to take more risk and allows you to be more confident and allows you to be a lot more independent. Why do you have to rely on a glorified placement agency disguised as an IIM to give you a job?
And I think complacency is a big problem. Like, just because now I'm at an IIM, everything is about me being at an IIM, and I will try to capitalize on this as much as possible, but not even try to build something else significant enough to utilize.
Like recently an RTI was filed at IIM Ranchi. All of this is public information that a portion of the batch did not get placement and they had to opt out of placement. There was an email by IIM Amritsar, again, public domain, कि they asked students to opt out of placements. Now, it's so funny. It's like, imagine we had 5 drinks, okay, like this. And you taste all of this. You find 3 good, you find 2 bad. That's a 60% approval rate from Avishi. But if I tell Avishi, I am the owner of this cafe, please remove the 2 glasses you did not like. Okay, these are the 3 new glasses. You liked all of them. Avishi likes 100% of the things. And this conversation is not about coffee, it's about placements. And this is the worst kept secret. You think you coming to an IIM will get you a job?
Exactly.
No, you're going to work doubly hard at an IIM in order to be someone who's getting a good job, someone who's able to navigate the drama of placement and the organizations that exist. It would be very foolhardy for us to think that individual personal biases do not exist. The way you're able to make connections, the way you're able to talk to people, the way you're able to leave an impression. Do you expect 22, 24, 26-year-old people in placement agencies are not going to have a little bit of bias?
Right.
They are going to have bias. And it's such a badly kept secret. Like, we've seen how many more toxic shouting you're going to get from a PlaceCom member. And obviously, the PlaceCom member is also in a very tough position.
Yeah.
It is the most thankless job that they have. पूरा बैच का काम करना है और बैच में आधे लोगों को सीवी बनाना आता नहीं है. हर बार बोलते हैं कि सीवी में ऐसे बना के आओ, फिर भी स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक करके आ जाते हैं. सीवी में 25 का है बंदा, भाई सीवी में स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक मत करो, अलाइनमेंट मिस्टेक मत करो. And then CV में मत लिखो क्लास 8 में जो अचीवमेंट हुआ, you're 24. Now, when people do all of this, they are also going to feel frustrated. So I'm not putting blame on people. It's just that this vicious cycle is vicious.
Yeah.
They did it like this, so now their junior PlaceCom will also continue that. And
so let's talk practical
Yes.
reality. Let's say there's someone in front of you who is not from a top IIM or who is not from an IIM at all. So what are the steps that they should be taking in first year, second year, third year to ensure a successful career path for themselves? Not necessarily after MBA, maybe to secure a good PGP college, or maybe to do whatever they want, to get book X or whatever.
So good entrepreneurship opportunities also come from people who are in tier 2, tier 3 colleges. When Vanya and I went for GSEA, Global Student Entrepreneurship Awards, only 5 to 10% of the people were from IITs or IIMs. And the rest were, say college dropouts or people belonging to some state engineering colleges. Most people belong to engineering background. That's why you see more unicorns come from IIT Bombay and not IIM Ahmedabad. Because engineers can build products. And that is necessary for your startup to work really well. At least in the terms of scalability. Service mein kitna hi scalability karoge? So, I have a friend, he is the founder of Naked Nature. He's doing multiple crores in revenue. He did not go to a tier 1 college. I have another set of friends, they are twins, and they build a non-invasive way of fixing the problem of the differently abled with respect to their hearing. They pitched a product, they got grants from the Japanese government, and the judge during our pitching round, he said, I don't care if you win or not, I want your number so that my grandfather can have it. Now that is called impact. He did not give 2 shits about the college he went to. Do you think the investor is judging कि ये IIT से नहीं है, हम नहीं करेंगे इसका product? Now the investor is also smart that we have better ways of gauging startups. We have better way of gauging people's perseverance. And it's not just IIM ka exam, it's not just IIT ka exam. Sure, you need a lot of perseverance to crack it, but not always. So I want people who are in tier 2, tier 3 colleges to not worry about the college they're going to, but to worry about the projects that they're making.
Right.
Nothing is stopping someone from tier 2 college to make a better project than you or me.
Right. And I feel like now entrepreneurship should be and is finally being seen as something that's not reserved for a certain category of people. Like everybody can take up new ventures, entrepreneurial ventures, because that also signals like your ability to take initiative and like how innovative you are, even if you want to work in corporate in the future, for example.
And it's also very non-capital invasive. It is, low cost, no cost solutions exist. Now, if someone wants to make a web application, they can use tools like Cursor, they can use MCP integrations, they can use Lovable, and they can make things very quickly. And that is when they're able to find problems that exist around them.
Right.
So, if I take IIM Jammu as an example, or even my own college, we did not have a system at the security gate. Everyone was writing their name in pen and paper. Do you also have that?
Yeah.
That is a pain in the ass for us, for the security, and for the management to later find out which student came late, which student, put an entry but did not put an exit. I mean, put an exit but did not put an entry. So if you had to use technology, what's the most common sense approach for this?
Just like a software that does the same thing.
Okay, you do not know how to build a software.
Okay.
You have very basic tools.
Excel sheet.
Okay, Excel sheet, wonderful. But Excel is, who will come and type all the time in Excel? How can we make it more simpler?
Like biometric system.
Exactly. What if I do this and my fingerprint is registered to my roll number, my email ID, my phone number, and the time of it is automatically registered? Okay, if not biometric, what is a tool that you've also used for collecting research paper mein empirical data such that you did not have to fill an Excel, someone could fill up a...
Like a Google form.
Exactly. Now, in Google form, you're already logged into your IIM Jammu ka email ID. All you have to do is click on this, use my email ID.
Record this.
I'm pretty sure it'll take you 10 minutes to find everyone's email ID, put their name, put their phone number, put their room number, put their emergency contact number. Not hard. You have all this data. So at the guard ka place, just pull up your mobile, just say, okay, I filled the Google form, so fill. This is easier than name, roll number, phone number. Sir, time kya hua hai? 7:30. Haan sir, 8:30 tak aa hi jaunga. So all of this becomes a lot more simple. And then you can just ask ChatGPT, these are the people who are going in, these are the people who are coming in. I want a list of people who have gone out but have not yet come in. Boom. You can instantly find the name of such people. And now you're not going to lie on your paper. Now this is a solution that we were able to think about in 5 minutes because we had a very good problem statement. And the solution was easy to implement, did not take any money, did not require any more tech than your mobile, which people already have. So I want people to think of problem statements like these in and around their locality. If if you go and pitch this to IIM Jammu, they accept it. You can make a company out of this. And you can say, IIM Jammu mera client hai. Tu mera client ban sakta hai. IIM, Institute of National Management. So now you can pitch to 5-6 new colleges, 7-8 new colleges. Now imagine the entire college is giving you 1 lakh for the yearly fees and you make the entire thing more clean, you make a user dashboard out of it. You have money to hire developers and do it. Say you have 10 colleges that are in your contract. You have 10 lakhs a year. Simple. But you need to figure out problem statements and you need to be very, very powerful in the way you sell this solution.
Right.
Now to an administrator, you're not going to come and be like, "Sir, hamara software itna acha hai, itna ye hai." No. You need to always think from that vantage point.
Right.
So if anyone breaks the curfew, you will know exactly jisko aap fine kar sakte ho. If anyone breaks the curfew and has not come back, security ka koi tension nahi hoga. Unka maa baap ko ek notification chala jayega. We will send a notification.
Right.
Now when all of this is machine made and it is introduced, kids are also going to not have the scope of making problems, and it can solve real problems of security where if someone has just disappeared into the night.
Exactly. So I feel like looking around and seeing what are the immediate problems that people around you are also facing, that is what is important.
Like right now, if I look at the cafe, my mind is telling me a lot of people want to work here. They don't have space. What if the cafe could just have a live counter because they already have CCTVs over there? It does not take that. It is not that hard for them to just be like, okay, we have 30 different seats, 24 are occupied. So on their website, they can just have a live counter. And then I'll be like, I can come to the cafe now if I live nearby, or I can just book one and be like, sir, ye empty hai. And without giving any sensitive data, you know the traffic of this locality. And when you know, or record this for a period of 1 month, you know exactly when people are here, when people are not here. Now you can have personalized pricing. Okay, you want this room at this hour, it's going to be costly. You want the room at this hour, it's going to be cheaper. So when you do this, you're also capturing your consumer surplus. Which is just, if a consumer was willing to pay 2,000 rupees and you only asked him 1,500, well, 500 ज़्यादा मिल सकता था, आपने लिया नहीं.
Right.
So, can you make a software like this? Yes, you can. It's not that hard. You just need to be like, ये box है, ऐसे normally दिखता है. कोई आदमी है क्या? कोई चेहरा है क्या? कोई head है क्या? कोई bag है क्या? And I'm pretty sure you give this to a crackhead engineer, they will make it in 1.5 hours.
Right.
But a crackhead engineer needs to understand how to sell this.
Exactly.
And that is where your negotiation, your sales, your persuasion comes into picture.
Yeah, I feel like identifying possibilities is so important because you might not be able to act upon it, but then a lot of opportunities will open up for you, even if you just communicate your ideas to other people.
Yes. And that is where, good network of entrepreneurs come into picture.
Right.
Because the only way you are able to think in this manner is when you're constantly put into that practice of look at something, think of a problem, look at something, think of a problem.
So how would you recommend a young kid in college to develop his or her network?
I was telling Harish on LinkedIn that I don't care about the network that we have. I'm just texting you because I want to be friends and I want to be in your radar because you have a lot of connections. And if I do something nice, I want you to know about it. And I feel like this is the honest truth about networks. Okay, I just want to be known. And I'm not going to come here and ask you 10 different doubts or 10 different questions and waste your time. Look, if I have nothing to give in return. So it's a very transactional thing in nature, and people need to stop looking at networks and relationships as non-transactional when that is not the case 99% of times. If you want to be in someone's network, what are you giving in return? If you're giving nothing in return, work on your skill set such that you can give something in return. So in the case of Harish, he's Forbes 30 under 30, and I'm meeting him after this. The only reason he's agreeing to meet me is because, okay, Bhavesh has done something like this, Bhavesh has made a video like this, and he's involved in a lot of different things with his co-founders, with his teams, and he keeps yapping online. तो कुछ तो दम है इसमें. So whenever kids ask me, I want to build a network, and I ask them why, they don't have an answer. All the answer that they have is, job नहीं होगा तो वो हमको job दे देंगे. अरे job क्यों दे देंगे तुमको? Just because you're in a network? No. They will give you because you're competent. And you will be in the network because you're competent. So people need to realize this.
Yeah. How effective is LinkedIn, do you think, in building, like actually communicating what you're doing and then having people be interested in that?
I would just look at LinkedIn as a form of
social media.
Like I don't give two shits about LinkedIn being easy or hard. Like one of the professors, I just purchased his book, Professor Prateek Raj from IIM Bangalore. His book is Atypical, very interesting read. And when I was reading, I just texted him out of essay, like no shits given. So I'm in love with your book. I wish I had the opportunity to learn from you at IIM Bangalore. I'm not asking for any favor. I just wanted to put this message because my heart told me to. He replied in 5 minutes. That is the sweetest thing here. I was like, wow. And I think all these genuine messages came from a place of me not wanting to lift any favors. Like I'm not, sir, I want to do internship. It was just, okay, sir, your book, classy.
Exactly. I feel like authenticity is really missing and really important.
And people need to just be a little more less transactional, and then they'll realize, oh, things are just falling in place.
Exactly.
Because I've helped so many people on Discord for free without asking a single thing in return. I've edited their videos, I've made carousels for them, I have helped them get gigs at no commission. And when I did all of this, I got a good reputation. And social currency is very important. Because of that good reputation, even people I did not interact with, they knew about me because other people used to tell ki, Bhavesh ne ye kiya hai, I'm working on a project that he gave aise. And because of that, I was able to get people to reply to my texts in a more easier fashion. And I think that is a pros of a network. You just want people to give you solutions quicker. So to cut all of this in short, build a lot of skills. Don't worry too much about your network. If you build a lot of skills, your network automatically becomes a byproduct of it. Like I'm sure you did not go around building a network in your 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. But if you cold DM a company, they are going to respond to you because you have the distribution channel. So again, transactional in nature.
What other soft skills do you think are really important for students these days?
Being able to talk in a very humble manner is missing from a lot of students. I do not understand why they have to be so boastful, why they have to say everything that they've achieved in their life in the first 5 minutes. They have to learn how to communicate without their ego coming up. Even if you don't talk about everything that you've done, it is okay. Just leave them with a hint of curiosity. So even at IIM Indore, when I had to do a business pitch competition, everyone before me and after me, same thing. So this is our TAM. It's a $12.1 billion industry. We will do 2% of this, 2% of 12.1 billion industry. And they talked about all the good things about their company. And I told in the slide, Tam, Tom, Sam, kya bhi hai wo? Basically it's Tam, Sam and Tom.
Yeah.
So I was like, I do not know how to calculate this. I was pitching PPT VBA back then. I can either do number of people who use presentations multiplied by my average ticket size, but you and I both will know okay, we are just pulling numbers out of thin air. This survey says these many people use PowerPoint. This survey says these many people use PowerPoint. You using PowerPoint for 5 minutes is going to mislead the statistics. As a student of statistics, I'm not going to disregard all of this. Then I had one more slide. Limitations. So I think a lot of venture capitalists want to see some amount of self-awareness within you. And that is also a soft skill. You being able to talk about all your limitations and deficiencies without coming off as incompetent. So you should not signal of incompetency. You have to signal your competency. Ki, I am so competent that I know where I'm incompetent. And that is why I'm competent. So I told ki, PPT VBA. We are limited to PowerPoint. This shit is not having a big market. We are never going to scale. One idea is perhaps look into more gamified thing beyond just PowerPoint. Second limitation. We've been only doing this one person. We've not seen scalability. We've not been able to put in other platforms, other e-commerce stores where we can sell these templates. That is because we did not use time properly. Why? Because I was also full-time in college. So I had like 2 minutes dedicated to just my limitations. And that is very refreshing to hear. Now they are not going to feel like they have one-upped you by asking you, but how are you going to scale up this business?
Exactly.
I can't. They still ask me, how are you going to scale up this business? I said, sir, with this idea, we can't. We definitely cannot scale up. But my mentor told me that the first version of startup is never the final version of startup that makes a mark in the world. If I knew how to scale this up, I would not be in this pitching competition to just boast about myself. Right. I'm in this pitching competition so that I can understand in which market I should enter such that I'm able to scale up with the distribution that I have. Sure, PowerPoint won't scale up. That does not mean the 70,000 customers I have is useless. I can leverage them, sir, into something else. And then they told you this is the most refreshing answer that we heard. And then one of the judges even Googled me and then he saw my old video and then he was very happy. So the confidence boost you get when a judge is like, I see that you've been working since 2011. How old were you? I was 9 years. So you've been working since you were 9 years and you're still doing the same thing today without giving up.
Exactly.
This is what I would want to invest in. And this is because I had a lot of proof of work from my childhood. And that also came from a place of privilege. Not everyone's mother is going to tell their child, ki ja, Photoshop mein banao, YouTube video banao. My parents were extremely supportive in the work that they did. Even if my dad had to host a conference at his medical college, I was able to make the posters, the banners, the brochures, the website. My mom had some function at her, educational institute. I had to make the poster banner, the entire 4 yards, 9 yards. So I was given all these opportunities. And because I was given these opportunities without any pressure, I was able to make a lot of noise. And then listen to a signal that, hey, this poster is very good. Who made this? And then my parents are like, oh, my son made it. They're like, college mein hai? Because I am to as a child.
Yeah, I think grabbing opportunities is really important. So do you have any advice for people to find opportunities where they can show their talents?
Oh, the best way to grab opportunity. Okay. Let's say someone wants to be a video editor for you. Can they be your video editor if they don't show some samples?
No.
Now, can they ask you, hey, Avishi, I want the opportunity to edit your video. Please give me opportunity, I will work hard. You will obviously not give. What if they ask you, hey, can you give me a 10-minute clip or a 20-minute clip? I will edit it in your style. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you like it, I would be really obliged if you can hire me. You will be more, the probability of you telling yes and giving a file is higher.
Right.
So their objective is not to find opportunity as if it is waiting for it to be found. Their objective is to convince the other person to give them the opportunity. Even when we went to IIM Bangalore, the people you're seeing there, they did not get the job because there was a listing. We want interns. They just contacted the professors, okay, we want to work, we will do this, we can do this. And all of them came together. That's why they're so passionate about it. Because they wanted this. It's not something that they were forced into like corporate, okay, mass hiring, 30 engineers needed. So people need to make opportunities. Now, they can ask you, what is stopping them from taking 10 minutes, finding 20 different YouTubers who might be in similar niche, and just cold emailing them?
Right.
Or just sending a 2-line message. And cold emailing is not the, hi ma'am, big fan, please give video editing gig, I will work hard. It's, hey, I really like your content. I've not watched a lot, but I know that I can edit in your style. I'm very accountable. I'm still learning, but I will make sure you can sleep peacefully at night and I can deliver on time. I just want to prove myself to you. If you can give me any clip, I will edit and give you free of cost.
Yeah.
So when you do it, you only have to do it for the first few clients. After that, you have a portfolio.
Exactly.
I've edited this. If you like it, I'm happy to do. I can do a 5-minute demo trial for you, 2-minute demo trial for you.
And I think when you have the humility to admit that I'm not the best at this, then you also continuously learn, you do get better. And then you're able to signal that.
I know of a friend who used to give very similar cold messages. He used to say, I'm not the best, I'm learning. I want to edit your video. And he got the gig, one YouTuber from US. And he asked the YouTuber, okay, is there some YouTuber you watch whose video you really like and a part of it that really stood out? I will try to recreate that for you. So now he was able to see different inspirations, get ideas from different people without having to sit and watch like 100 different videos. So the YouTuber client told, okay, I really like this video, this part of how the text is just jumping up and coming. So he was like, how do I do it? And he was searching all the tools in After Effects for 1 hour. He did not find out. Then he asked in a community and one person just sent a link of a video recording, screen recording that person did for 30 seconds and showed him how he can make each text jump one by one. And that just happened because you asked it in a big group of people. Okay, hey, how do I make this effect, man? There are a lot of video editing groups like these or any other domain skill group. So people get to join all of this when they start doing it. Even when people ask me, how do I learn coding? Now, if you do not have the initiative, all the capacity, all the brain power to open Google, ChatGPT or YouTube and find a video on that, you are not going to have the initiative to be the top 1 percentile of that skill set. So people need to realize that when they ask questions, it should not be open-ended like this, especially when they're asking other people who might be able to help. Give them a choice. I'm learning coding. Should I start with Python or should I directly jump to Merstack? Does it make any difference? That is a more, polite question that shows that you've done your research and people will be more happy to answer something like that.
Right.
So all the soft skills that is missing among people is this.
Exactly. Also, I wanted to talk about something very unconventional you did, which was the fact that you left IIM Ranchi after 3 years. And I just want to talk about this because I feel like, I don't mean to just like,
feel free,
compliment you here, but I feel like you're really paving the way for student entrepreneurs who see you. So when and how did you take this decision? Why did you take this decision? And also, do you think some people might have this confidence that is not really at the level of whatever they're accomplishing in their life, and they may take these really irrational decisions while looking at what people are doing and by looking at the glorification of entrepreneurs?
Yes.
So how does a student balance that?
So entrepreneurship has become very romanticized. People want to talk about entrepreneurship. No one wants to do entrepreneurship because doing entrepreneurship is very dirty. Now, a lot of people have taken a gap year before me. The only thing is I yap the loudest in the social media and that helps. Well, people associate it with me. Now, when I joined college, I put an Instagram post, within 3 years I will exit. And I knew from day one that I'm not going to do an MBA. Because I did not want to go to an MBA without understanding the real world and businesses. And if I wanted to do an MBA, I wanted to do it such that it helped me become a better entrepreneur, not a better manager for Indian companies. That being said, it's a very personal choice. I chose this because I did not have any loan on my head. I was able to pay it on my own. I chose this because my parents were also supportive. घर में ताना नहीं सुनना पड़ेगा. I also did this because we had a very good company. I had a very good co-founder and she was supporting. And when I took the gap, I got more time to work on the business. And now she also took a gap year. Vani also exited IIM and all. And some people might call it much higher stakes.
Yeah.
I'm Indal. Generational one IIM छोड़ा है after 3 years. I left IIM Ranchi. People still thinking हाँ cat लेके फिर से तो मिल ही जाएगा. So when we introspect, we realize that we come also from a place of privilege. We also come from a place of proof. We have a lot of hard evidence that we have done it.
Exactly.
It's not like AfterBoards is going to go bust tomorrow. We're only going to go from 1 CR to 10 CR. That is the main objective right now. And when we are going to do it, our opportunity cost is higher. Doing entrepreneurship 0 to 1 has an opportunity cost of you missing out on the 30-40 lakh rupee placement if you're competent. But you doing MBA when your business is say making 1 CR, it's not the smartest choice. So people who drop out also need to choose the opportunity with the understanding that what they're doing now is going to be more valuable than their placements. Or whatever happens, they don't give a shit because they will never going to sit for placements. And lastly, that they will learn a lot more in their gap year or in their entrepreneurial years by talking to a lot of people, connecting with a lot of people. Like, I'm pretty sure you spoke with Dyumna, you spoke with Jacob sir. You're going to meet a lot more people in Bangalore. The perspective you get in the city perhaps is unmatched or perhaps different from IIM Jammu ka experience. Both have their own pros and cons. If you do this in your gap year and you are in different competitions, keeping your level of competency up, then I think it's okay. But most people don't do it for that perspective. Most people do it because they see it as an easy way out, or they put their ego above the college. Ki, I am better than this generational 2 or generation 3 IIM. Boy, you wrote CAT. You do not even get the same college that you're dissing.
Exactly.
So figure out what is your best case scenario. Are you going to drop out with the idea of entrepreneurship without having done anything in life? Not the smartest choice.
So I think being honest with yourself is really, really important. Being realistic.
And we're here. If you do it after 2 years, what's the problem?
Exactly. Yeah.
If you want, you can always do a dual MBA if you have a lot of money. Or if you want to do MBA later, sure, do it later. But just remember, this was an opportunity. The work you do later should match the opportunity cost, which is going to be your placement at the end of the day, all the learnings that you had. If you're not in a nice environment, like, not nice per se, in a more disciplined, rigorous environment like an IIM, you need to be in a disciplined and rigorous environment elsewhere.
Yeah.
Bangalore is one such environment.
True. Very cool.
Today's your second day at Bangalore.
Yeah, no, I'm impressed. I wish I had a longer trip. But yeah, I feel so inspired and I just know this really is going to help a lot of people. So we'll end with a rapid fire round.
Sure.
The same rapid fire questions that I'm asking everybody. What's one book, podcast, movie, or any piece of content that you would recommend to everybody out there?
I would highly recommend everyone to make their first piece of book, video, content, because only when they put their thoughts into paper, they can introspect and they have to be the biggest critique. Imagine you had to write a book for young entrepreneurs. Write it yourself, then critique the shit out of this. This person does not even know this person does not even know this. And that would be the most important piece of personalized content that you could have for yourself. So I always like putting my thoughts on paper and then deleting it because I want to keep challenging and dismantling and disproving myself with every business thought I have to an extent possible, such that I don't become very comfortable in my own complacency of my competency, which is not being continuously and constantly improved.
Yeah, I think one thing I learned from you is to dissociate and separate whatever you're doing from yourself. So if something doesn't work out, it's fine. The thing didn't work out. It does not mean that you are unsuccessful or incompetent. You can always learn.
Oh, that is the conversation we had with Jim now also.
Exactly.
So the thing is, it's very nice to say that, but I also cannot practice that. I also need like someone, most of the times it's Vani that tells ki, hey, your work is not you, disassociate. Your video is not you, disassociate.
Remind yourself that.
Just because, like, I've had days where I put out a video on our channel and we get like, number 7 out of 10. That is like, itna kaam kiya ye video mein, it's still number 7 out of 10. Then you need to disassociate because so many variables occur. It matters also more seasonal in nature.
True.
So, yes.
Okay. So if you could give one piece of advice in one sentence to your 18-year-old self, what would that be?
Perhaps have taken a gap year and come to Bangalore and not to have joined college so quickly. This is very controversial because I was able to do a lot of things in IIM Ranchi because we were part of the first batch. Now, this is also an example of people seeing what happens when only the highlights are shown. People do not know my opportunity cost. Perhaps something else would have happened.
Right.
Perhaps something worse or perhaps something good, because I had a lot of standing offers to work with companies that are extremely successful right now. I might have been burnt out, I might not have gelled well, but you never know until I do it. And I feel I should have taken that opportunity and tried my hand at those things because it would have empowered me a little better when it came to college. But at the end of the day, I have no regrets because you can only connect the dots backwards. I might be over justifying and over doing what I would have done. IIM Ranchi was very kind to us because we got to build a lot of the first batch experiences. YCP was amazing. Getting the opportunity to make the entire website was awesome. You don't get that opportunity if you're not very close with the professors. And you become close with the professors because you're part of the first batch. They are a lot more connected with them because you co-piloted along with them. You go through challenges along with them. So, very controversial opinion.
No, I think it's all about pushing your limits as much as you can.
I mean, it sounds very good to also say that, but all of us will have a sweet spot for having a comfort zone. I would want to, like, now that I know, I might choose college again because it's just more predictable. I know what is going to happen. I know my routine. I know I won't be fired next day or expelled next day, hopefully. But with a job in Bangalore, perhaps I did not work well. Tomorrow I'm homeless. So, it's very controversial to think that it takes a lot of courage, which is fueled by your privilege. To be able to be like, mujhe college nahi chahiye. We already have social mobility. We already have social status. My parents are already earning well. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. But not everyone has this risk appetite for very genuine reasons.
Right.
So it'll be very foolhardy for me to impose this onto others. And I think one good advice is, just because someone else did it does not mean you have to do it.
Right.
Just because someone chose college does not mean you have to choose a college. Just because someone learned arithmetic like this and verbal ability in some other way does not mean you have to copy paste that. So whenever people look at topper tips and whatnot, people need to disassociate that, hey, they were able to do it. My cup of tea might be something different.
Exactly. And I feel like, again, like being humble is so important there because it doesn't mean I'm less than the other person because I'm not the best at math or verbal or whatever.
Yes. I suck at maths. I got 2 marks in my CAT 2023 attempt. 2 marks.
I won't even get 2.
No, you will get 2.
Okay. What is one thing that you need to change about yourself? You feel you need to change about yourself?
I need to become more self-aware when I'm talking because I tend to go on tangents and I also tend to repeat things multiple times. I also have the problem of, like, if we had a group discussion, I have this bad habit of perhaps packaging your main point in my own language, which can become very disrespectful to the other person. कि ये मेरा point है, आपने just fancy भाषा में बोल दिया, which is something that I'm working on.
But I think you have a lot of self-awareness if you can identify this.
No, this was told to me by people who care about me. And they told me, you keep doing this. So I'm hoping, all of us are work in progresses. We can only aim to do better every day.
Wow, that's such a sweet message to end this podcast. It was so nice talking to you. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
doing this.
Let's
And
go.
Let's go. Like and subscribe. And AfterBoards is the best.
Uh,
Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.
bye bye.
I will see you very soon.
See you.
Bye.